Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm Pam Durkin, the closing coach for interior designers. And you may be wondering, why am I called the closing coach? Well, I help designers just like you find great opportunities and then actually close them. That means take them across the finish line. Now, that could be closing a client project so that you're awarded the job or cementing a key referral contact that continually sends business your way. So that sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? And this is exactly what you're going to learn in the Luxury Client Academy, which is my 9-month coaching experience where I help you triple your profits. And today, you're in luck because I'm going to be talking in detail about the Luxury Client Academy. So many of you have reached out and are curious about the program. So I thought it would be great for me to try to answer as many questions as I have gotten here and give you all the details in this episode so that you could go ahead and find out everything that you need to know. So, one of the biggest frustrations I have with the interior design industry is that I talk to so many designers who just don't feel good enough or qualified enough or professional enough in what they're doing, all because they are looking at the pretty pictures on the internet of other designers. So, we're all peeping our designer friends, right? And everyone else, all the big names. And they're thinking, oh, everyone else has it all figured out. I'm the only one that has no idea, right? Or everyone else is so far ahead of me. When am I ever going to be able to catch up? Right. And it paralyzes so many of you from moving forward and even asking for better fees or going after those luxury clients because you just don't feel like you have enough experience or that you're doing good enough work or various other reasons. And then you get stuck and you don't know what to do from there. And I think it's the ugly part of a very pretty industry. And maybe you can relate to this, but I hear it day in and day out. So maybe you're new to your business or this is a second career. So many of you have started out in other careers and then transitioned to interior design. Or maybe you've been in business a long time, but just still aren't making the money that you think you should be making. And there's so much shame around all of that. And it really is a bummer because we can't help anyone if we don't really know what's going on. And it's nobody wants to talk about the fact that they're just not doing as well as they would like to do. But it's interesting because when I talk to all of you on the phone, because I talk to designers all the time, to be honest with you, I am hearing some incredible things. I am hearing amazing stories of perseverance. Those of you who have left a successful first career to pursue your dream of being designers, you like are badasses because you are taking huge risks. You're jumping off a cliff and building the plane as you're on your way down, you know, and it's so impressive. There's so much resilience in this industry. And so many designers have endured like hardships and then are still standing. They've endured, clients that have been difficult. They have endured changes in the economy, just so many obstacles, and they are still standing, putting one foot in front of the other. Or, the other thing that I hear is like so many of you are doing amazing work, but you just don't see it as valuable as, that doesn't count because the jobs are smaller than you'd like. I see incredible work happening by so many smart and talented women. So I just want to tell you right now, you are doing some awesome work. And I know so many of you pour your heart and soul into your work and also are just so very concerned about taking great care of your clients. So I want to let you know that I hear that day in and day out. So I suspect you are doing a great job in terms of taking care of your clients. The other thing that I see over and over again is incredible talent and incredible skill sets and just some amazing qualities about these designers that I'm speaking to, but you're just not highlighting any of this. You're not highlighting this in your pictures, in your work, in how you're talking about, in your blog posts or social media. And your potential customers don't even know that this is your superpower. You're hiding it and watering it down behind these standard, verbiage of we help create the home of your dreams or whatever the, you know, string of words are. Go look at 5 different designer sites and they all say the same thing. And we're doing ourselves such a disservice because so many of you have incredible stories, incredible talents, incredible skills that we need to be highlighting, and it's just not happening. So, if you're tired of being worried about all those things and sort of doing it on your own and trying to figure out how to make it happen, which, to be honest with you, is exhausting, then you have come to the right place. So, welcome, friends. Come on, pull up a chair. Um, I know so many of you are frustrated with the clients that you're getting in front of, clients who are just kind of worried about every penny and are nickel and diming you and maybe shopping you on the internet for better pricing. And maybe it's only just a few dollars, or they don't understand the value of design and how a designer can really improve their lives and make it better. Or they can't afford the project they're undertaking. They have no idea. They just don't realize how much things cost. Maybe they did a renovation 20, 30 years ago and still stuck in what those costs were. They can't afford the furniture purchases that they're looking to do. And God forbid, design fees that, you're charging or should be charging. So basically they just can't afford what's happening. They can't afford you wrapped up in all the beautiful things that you're going to give them, all the services that you're going to provide them. And it's so disheartening to get excited about a job only to find out that it's never getting off the ground because they can't afford it. And then the other frustration I see is so many of you literally feel like a fish out of water when it comes to sales and marketing. You're trained as a designer or you know about design and you're learning all the time because I know so many of you just love to learn and be up on the latest trends and all the things that are happening design. But when it comes to sales and marketing, you're just like, what do I do with this? I've never been taught how to do it. I don't understand how to do it. I don't know what to do. And you just don't know where to spend your time. You don't know what to be doing to look for those luxury clients, to be in the room with them, to be having conversations with the people that could hire you. And you just don't know how to nurture leads, like how to move them through the sales process. So many times we sort of go straight to the close too soon, right? We go straight to what the fees are and you sort of fumble at the finish line because you just didn't know that you need to spend some time getting to know them. And I always say, let them fall in love with you. Let them fall in love with you first. Because when they fall in love with you, they will figure out a way. Many of them will figure out a way to make it happen. It's sort of like they realize the light bulb goes off going, this is the person that can help us get us to what we want, our finish line, our dream in terms of what we want to do for this project. So this is all the things we're going to be talking about in the Luxury Client Academy. We're going to fix the core problem that 99% of designers have, which is selling and closing clients and closing luxury clients. It is a much more proactive approach. It's a much more deliberate approach, and it's more precise. So many of you like to know the rules and all the systems and all the tools. Well, that's what we're going to be learning in this program is you're going to know where you should be spending your time, what things you should be saying to clients, what you should be providing them so that they can fall in love and you can be closing more luxury clients. Because the problem is that so many of you sit back and wait. You kind of wait for the phone to ring. You sort of wait for maybe you meet somebody at a networking meeting and you hand them a card and you wait for them to contact you, right? And we can't be sitting back and waiting. We need to be going out and getting it. So here in the Luxury Client Academy, you'll be going after specific people with a plan and a purpose so that you can focus on quality leads and you can be closing them and taking them across the finish line. So what if you could find the right leads and then nurture them properly, make them fall in love with you, and then take that project over the finish line? Wouldn't that be amazing? Not only would your business grow, but your confidence to go after bigger and better projects would start to soar. So I'm going to give you an example of this. So I am coaching a designer, and she had never charged more than $30,000 in design fees. Most of her work is all new home projects. And in her 17, 20-year career, she's never charged more than $30,000 in fees. And I was able to help her structure and close a deal where it was literally a no-brainer for the client. So it was a very easy decision. And she was able to charge more than 3 times than ever before. And not only was that amazing, but she told me afterwards, she said, I now have the confidence that I can get these large design fees and feel good about them, justify them to a client. It's fun to get these types of projects. And now I'm excited and addicted to get more of them. And I have the confidence that I can get so many more of these. So this is what I want for you. Don't you want to feel really good about the projects you're working on and feel like you're being compensated and that your client is happy about all of this? They totally understand the value and they're very happy to pay you and compensate you for your time. This is what I help you do in the Luxury Client Academy. But before we get into who is a perfect fit for this coaching experience, let's talk a little bit about who this is not for. So if you feel like that you've tried everything in your business and nothing works and that, nothing's ever going to work, this is not going to be the program for you. If you're happy with the amount of work and quality of projects you're working on, then I don't think this is the place for you to be or for you to apply. And if you're not willing to carve out time to work on changing your business, this is a program where you're really going to be doing some work. And if you just want to be inspired, but you're not committed to actually doing the work, then I don't think that this is going to be the place for you. Now, if you're someone who wants to put in the work, is excited to get these projects, is ready to, roll your sleeves up, then this is going to be the program for you. Now, notice, I did not say that dollar volume or sales or a size of a firm was a factor. And it isn't. It doesn't really matter the size of your firm or how much money you're making in your firm. That's not the biggest factor here. If you're worried you're too new or something like that, no, you're good, because this program is for those who's finding it a challenge to get those luxury clients in your area, wherever that is. If you're making little to no progress in your business, it's just not moving, nothing's changing, you're not getting the projects you want, then this is the place for you. And if you're committed to carving out time away from your business to learn how to get more luxury clients, then I want you to be listening as I go into all the details of this program. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be uncomfortable because you're going to be doing something you've never done before. I tell this to my design clients all the time, my interior design clients. If you're not going to be a little uncomfortable and I'm not going to push you out of that comfort zone, then why bother hiring me? You can just do this yourself, right? And I say the same thing to you and to my coaching clients. If you're not going to move yourself into some uncomfortable territory, then why don't you just keep doing what you're doing, even if it's not working, right? But now you're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be okay. And you're going to be doing some things that you've never done before. But don't worry, I'm going to be by your side the entire time. And the other thing is, we're not going to waste time. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm from New Jersey. I hate wasting time. We are getting down to brass tacks. We are going to be working from day one. Soon as you sign up, we are going to be digging in, rolling up our sleeves, and getting you to tripling your profits. But I'm going to say that you're going to have to be vulnerable. It's really hard to fix your business if you're going to be too embarrassed to talk about it. So I will say that this is going to require you to take some responsibility, to see the real picture of what you're dealing with in your business. And we're just literally going to deal in facts. There's no need to be ashamed or embarrassed. We're not going to have any of that here. I'm here to help you where you're at, to see where you're at, and help you make those necessary changes so that you can triple your profit. And that's going to be through proactive selling so that you can have a full pipeline of qualified leads. You can be excited about your business and be, meeting each day with enthusiasm. Have that small but mighty business. I've always wanted to have a small business. I never wanted to have a large business, and I've been able to accomplish that. And I call it the small but mighty business because it's not very big, but it packs a punch, and I'm very fulfilled in what I'm doing in my interior design business. So I want the same for you, and it is possible. So you also may be wondering, like, why is my coaching style different? I hope through these episodes, you have been able to get to know me a little bit, understand my approach to running a business, and, start to see why I'm different. So many other programs that I see out there are very high styled. They look very polished, but to me, they don't seem approachable. And maybe you felt as you were looking at some other programs that you were an outsider looking in, or that you might feel uncomfortable or out of place there. And I've even seen and heard about programs where the coaches are a little judgmental and bordering on a little mean in the name of tough love and telling you the truth, which, while I believe in being open and honest with you about what's going on in your business, I always want you to feel like you can talk to me and be vulnerable. Because if you can't do that, then it's going to be so much harder for me to help you. And I want you to always feel protected so that you can open up and tell me really what's going on. That's the only way to get to the heart of these real issues. And then from there, I can give you some simple and tangible ways to move forward right away. It's not going to be judgmental. Everything's going to be very clear. That's another thing is, I believe in being very clear as to what the next steps are, and you're going to feel very well taken care of. And, when I approach coaching, I do it just like my design work. And I work with very wealthy clients, but I never put on airs, act snobby, sort of swoop in and make declarations. I always want them to feel comfortable and that I'm accessible so that they can talk to me about what's really going on. And I want the same thing for you. And that's exactly how I approach all of my coaching clients. So let's get into the Luxury Client Academy and why it's different from other programs that are out there. Because I know that there's a lot out there as well, and I understand all of that. But I think it's so important to have a good rapport with a design coach that you're working with. And always want you to feel comfortable, that you can talk to me really about anything, and that information is going to stay between us. So, the Luxury Client Academy is actually my 9-month coaching experience. So, it's an expanded container than I've offered in the past. And you may be wondering, why is it 9 months? So, we're going to be looking at three big areas in your business, and that is to identify, find, and close luxury clients, and emphasis on close luxury clients, because I know so many of you have found that to be the most difficult thing in your business. And I use simple to follow systems, which are actually highly profitable. So easy to implement and very profitable so that you can have that small and mighty business, right? So I'm going to help you close those luxury projects in your area and triple your profits, which is a wonderful thing. And I'm sure everyone's very interested in that. And we're going to talk about how we approach that, because there's going to be an application process, which I'm going to go into a little bit later in this episode. And one of the things that I love about this is it's a small group. We're only going to be doing 20 people. So you're not going to feel like a number, but you are going to feel very well taken care of, and that you're in a small group so that you can make those great connections with the others in that group and not feel like it's too big. I've been in groups where there was a lot of people in there, and after a while, I just felt like I couldn't be vulnerable because I was just feeling overwhelmed by the number of people in that group. So that is why I wanted to keep this to be a small group of 20 so that you feel really comfortable and make those great connections. So we're going to have a combination of group work and one-on-one time. So you're going to get that hybrid approach. So you're definitely going to get that one-on-one time with me so that you will get some personalized time so I can see exactly what's going on in your business. It's not going to be just a watered down, overall approach, but we're going to be talking specifically about you and your business. And there's going to be strict confidentiality. I am not going to be sharing your personal information with the group so that you can be open and honest without feeling ashamed or embarrassed. And I'm going to be giving you personal solutions, not just busy work and work to do because. We're going to get you real actionable steps, tangible takeaways every time we meet. So you're not going to be wasting time, but you're actually going to be getting to the heart of what's next for you, what's the next step in your process, so that you can continue to identify, find, and close those luxury clients. Because again, I want you to be tripling your profits at the end of this 9-month coaching experience. So I just want to go a little bit into a little bit about me and the years of experience that I have. I have 30 years experience in the interior design industry, and this is what 30 years of experience buys you as you join this program. I think I've seen almost everything. that can be seen or heard of or done in the interior design business. I've had my own business for 24 years, and I've seen so many different situations, not only my own business, but from other designers. And honestly, nothing surprises me or phases me anymore. And I always feel like there's a solution, just like in design, where you can design a room several different ways. There are different approaches on how to get luxury clients. But there may be some compromises that have to be made along the way. And we kind of talk through them because not every solution is perfect, right? And that's okay as long as you're okay with it and in control of it. I think that's the biggest part of what the work that we do together is that I want you to be driving the bus in terms of I don't want clients to be walking all over you. I want you to be crafting the solution so that it works for you and that you're good with it instead of having a client tell you what should be happening, how much you should be charging, how you should be structuring it. I want you to be in the driver's seat here. And that gives you so much more confidence when you know that you're more in control. And I also want you to feel like your business is legitimate, like you're not faking it anymore. And I can help you with that. I can give you that confidence where you literally can say, I've got this. I can get this job. And I want to be saving you decades of time. Don't learn the hard way like I did, where I just figured it out and 2 steps forward and 1 step back and experiencing those ups and downs, just trying to figure it all out on my own. I want to help you save so much time. So you're going to get the value and the benefit of my 30 years experience of running my own business. So let's talk about what the program costs and how it's going to be structured, how you would move forward. So it is a 9-month coaching experience, and for that 9 months, it's a $6,000 investment. If you decide to pay in full, you will actually save $500. So that would get you to $5,500. So that's a huge savings that you can do. Or you can do a $500 deposit and then you can go on a monthly payment plan. So the $500 deposit secures your seat, and then it would be $687.50 a month for the remaining 8 months. So there's definitely 2 different options available to you. Whatever, fits your budget and works out for you, we have both of those available to you. So here's a couple things that you might be thinking is like, can I afford this? And of course, there's a big difference between a hardship, meaning now you have to take out another mortgage on your home to do this program, or if the program is worth it. So I certainly, if you're feeling that, I don't want someone to go into hardship, which is that, taking that second mortgage out on your home. We're not going to do that. No. But I know that it is a true investment and that you're thinking, how am I going to how am I going to decide if this is for me, right? So we're going to talk through a couple things. So what's the cost of waiting another year to do something, to get in a program, to work with a coach? What could that cost you? Especially if you're doing the payment plan. So how much money are you losing just waiting to figure it out, just waiting to fit in the time that you need to be looking, identifying, and closing these luxury clients? Are you willing to wait another year to get this? Or are we going to just dive in now, roll up our sleeves, and get started? I also wanted to look at some of the numbers. So let's just do an example. If your average project is maybe $2,000, let's just say very conservatively, your design fees might be $2,000. Maybe I'm assuming that your purchases, if you're doing that, is more than that. But if you have a design fee, say of $2,000, Could you get 3 more projects in 9 months, which would get your investment back? Sounds pretty reasonable, doesn't it? I would think that you are thinking to yourself, we can get 3 more projects in the next 9 months to at least get you to break even. Plus, all of the information that you're going to learn and have at your disposal that you can be learning and using in your business for years to come. And to take it one step further, let's talk about the 3 times profit that I'm talking about getting you in the next 9 months. So I already mentioned the designer earlier who tripled her fees, right? So she had never charged more than $30,000 in fees. And she's now more than tripled that now in a span of literally just a few months of us working together. But even if you're doing $500 in fees, now we can get you to $1,500 in fees. So we're going to be tripling your profits during this 9-month program. Now, this is exactly why I'm asking you to apply. It's not to make you feel bad or to be a barrier to entry or any of that. It's literally for me to see if I can help you, if I can deliver on that 3 times profit, because I am here to literally move the needle for you. Before we get into the application process, we're going to talk about a couple bonuses that we're going to be including as well. I'm going to be doing a business audit on your business. I'm going to be looking at your website and some of your social media handles, and I'm going to be going through and putting some thoughts together and some action items that I want you to be making in terms of the types of things you're talking about to make sure that you're actually attracting those luxury clients. And that's a $1,500 value in and of itself. I know many designers that I've done the audit for have told me they've taken pages and pages of notes on the things that I have said, the feedback that I've given them, and it's really made a big difference in their business. And I'm so excited to also talk about that in-person Naples experience. So many look forward to this all year. This is where we do an in-person event in Naples, Florida, where you get to view multi-million-dollar homes. We're going to be doing hot seats. We're going to have cocktails on the beach. This is a $2,500 value in and of itself. And you can hear all the details about our in-person Naples experience, which is included in your cost of the experience, the Luxury Client Academy experience. So this ticket's included, and I detail all of that in episode 66. So make sure that you go ahead and check that out. That's a $2,500 value already. So I think the $6,000 is looking really like it's worth it right now, if you're looking at all the bonuses and all the time that we get to spend together. So some things that you might be thinking at this point is, like, I've got a lot going on right now. I'm not sure I have the time for this. I'm going to tell you that there's always problems. Life always gets in the way. We're always busy. And it's just a matter of carving out the time. Life and business always gets in the way, and it's probably not going to change. So you have to be committed to making some time to carve out for this program. And I know so many of you make progress in spite of all that's happening, and I'm going to do that in a structured plan. We'll make it as easy as possible. One of the other things is it going to work for me? And that's why I talked about the application process, because I want to get to know you, where you are in your business, and to see if I can really help you triple your profits. It's total human nature to look at what's not working versus what is working. So that's another thing. We always go to the negative, and that's just really how our brains are wired. But we're going to also be talking about what's going on, what's working in your business, and really highlighting that as well. And I'm going to be by your side, guiding you the whole time And you are definitely not doing this alone because we're going to be working again in that group setting and also in that one on one setting. But I will tell you, this is a group effort. If you commit to me, I'll commit to you. We will be working together and tracking your progress the whole time. So we're not going to just put this, we're not going to just let it go and hope it works. No, we're going to be tracking where you are at as the whole process unfolds. And would you want to wait another year and not meet those business goals? Like, are you willing to be in the same place or maybe not making as much money or worse, just closing your business because you just couldn't get it to work? Here's the other thing you might be thinking: I have enough business. I have enough business till the end of the year. I'll wait until January to worry about new clients. I actually had somebody tell me this, and oh, don't do that. Nothing happens overnight. You have to realize you can't just make something happen. You can't just close a job, get a job immediately. And while I have the program structured to give you a quick win in the first 6 weeks, getting clients, laying that groundwork for better opportunities, it takes time. And what is happening with most of you is that you're waiting and running out of projects, and then you need to sign someone fast. And that's when you take on the ones that are the best fit for you because you're desperate, because you need the work, you need the job. So why not give yourself some breathing room so it's not so much pressure and you can really dive into the process and the systems and lay the groundwork for continual luxury clients moving forward. So now I know you're asking, why do I have to apply? And I kind of talked about this several times as why I'm asking you to apply. It's not to make you feel bad. It's not to judge you. I don't even want you to be worried about any of that. It's literally meant to ensure that I can help you triple your profits because I take that very seriously and I really want that for you. So I am asking you to apply. It's super easy. They are not hard questions. It won't take very long, but it really gives me some insight as to where you're at and where you want to go in your business. So I hope I've answered all your questions about the Luxury Client Academy. I would love to have you and invite you to apply to the Academy. Again, it's going to be a small, intimate group. We're just working with 20 women, and you and I will be working together to triple your profits in your business. And I am really committed to transforming your business, and I want you to be committed to transforming your business over the next 9 months. So if this is you, I want you to click the link below in the show notes so that you can go ahead and apply today. And of course, if you have some questions and you want some clarifications, you can be sure to reach out. I will leave my contact information in the show notes as well, so that if you have something, we can certainly set up a time to talk and answer any additional questions you have. Of course, I want to be available for that. But I am inviting you to apply to the Luxury Client Academy. Again, the link is in the show notes, and I look forward to hearing from you guys, and we will talk soon, okay? Take care.